Understanding our higher self might seem like one of those out there concepts, right? Like something you'd read in a fantasy novel or hear from someone who's had one too many deep late-night talks. But hear me out. What if it's real? What if this higher self of ours isn't some abstract idea, but actually a presence we can feel, hear, and understand, if only we listen closely enough? Now, I know it sounds a little far-fetched, especially since we've never directly experienced it. But what if I told you it's communicating with us all the time, through these tiny, almost imperceptible signs? Picture this. Your higher self, just on the other side of your awareness, like a shadow always hovering just behind you. And it's there, waiting, quietly guiding you, hoping you'll notice the little nudges it's sending your way. It could be anything. Your strongest desires, your gut feelings, that subtle voice inside that whispers, "Go this way," when you're stuck. That's your higher self, trying to get your attention. When we look at our lives, there's this web that connects the physical, spiritual, and emotional sides of us. They're all tangled up in one another, sometimes obvious, sometimes not. But they're there, influencing our every move, every thought, every moment. Even when we ignore it, this connection is still working behind the scenes, shaping everything around us. But here's the thing. What does our higher self really want? It's not asking for much. It just wants us to pay attention to the world around us, to the energy that's flowing through us, and the space we occupy. Because let's face it, if we don't start paying attention to those energies, how will we ever know what's helping us and what's draining us dry? So, what are these signals, you ask? Let's start with one that's hard to ignore. Vivid dreams. No, these aren't just random brain farts from your day. These dreams? They're like a channel straight from the other side, a way your higher self gets a message to you when words won't do. They're the bridge between your earthly self and the higher dimensions. And in these dreams, time doesn't follow the rules. Past, present, and future all collide, opening up new insights and hidden truths. Ever had a dream that felt so real, so meaningful, that it stuck with you all day? That's no coincidence. That's your higher self knocking on your door saying, "Hey, pay attention." Next up, mirroring. Ever have a conversation with someone and feel like they're just saying exactly what you were thinking, almost as if they're channeling your thoughts? It's like you're both on the same wavelength, saying the same things at the same time. It's eerie, right? But guess what? It's not magic or coincidence. It's the higher self sending you a message. This mirroring is your soul's way of speaking through others, showing you what you might not see on your own. If this happens to you often, take a moment to stop and listen. There's wisdom in those mirrored words, waiting for you to pick it up. But here's the kicker. To really hear your higher self, you need to quiet the noise. Shut out the distractions, the hustle, the chaos. In the silence, you'll find your connection to your soul. You'll be able to hear those subtle messages, the ones that guide you, warn you, and help you grow. So, take a moment, slow down, and let your higher self show you the way. All right, let's talk about a little thing called intuition. It's that quiet voice inside, the one that can sometimes feel like a gut punch or a warm embrace, guiding you when you need it most. It's like your personal compass, always pointing you in the right direction, if you know how to listen. And here's the kicker. Your intuition doesn't just give you answers. It gives you warnings before things even go down. It's like your very own early warning system. Let me paint a picture for you. It's a hectic morning, you're on your way to work, and you've got your game face on. You're standing at the subway platform staring at two options, the usual crowded, reliable route or a shortcut that feels a bit off, like an unfamiliar alleyway. Now, you're no fool. You hesitate. Something doesn't sit right. It's that little whisper, that shiver down your spine telling you, "Trust me, Try the other way. You give in and go with the road less traveled. Fast forward, and you hear about a massive pileup on your regular route. Traffic's a mess, and people are stuck for ages. But you're breezing through because you listen to that nudge, that inner voice. That's intuition at work. It's like having a sixth sense, always looking out for you, helping you dodge those frustrating roadblocks. But it's not just about avoiding the bumps in the road. Sometimes, intuition leads you through the storms to help you learn, grow, and get stronger. Even when the outcome doesn't seem perfect, there's always something to take away from it. So, when you're on this journey of self-discovery, pay attention to that little voice. It's your guide, your ally, always pointing you towards greater understanding and fulfillment. Now, let's talk about another sign that might freak you out at first, but actually pack some serious cosmic meaning. Random people popping up in your life. Ever had one of those encounters that feels way too perfect to be by chance? Like, you're at the right place at the right time, and someone just appears when you need them most? It's like the universe just pressed play on some grand design, and there they are. Exactly when you need guidance or support. These aren't just coincidences, my friend. No, these people are like spiritual messengers, dropped into your world to guide you, teach you, or help you in ways you couldn't have imagined. It's like they were plucked straight out of the ether and dropped right in front of you at just the right moment. And instead of running from these encounters, lean in. There's something beautiful about these synchronistic moments. The universe knows exactly when you need help. And somehow, your soul and the cosmos team up to bring the right people into your life at the perfect time. How cool is that? So, the next time someone unexpected shows up, don't brush it off. Recognize it for what it is, a sign that your journey is unfolding exactly as it should. It's a reminder that there's a grander design at play, and you're exactly where you need to be. All right, let's dive into the fifth sign, the realm of thoughts. Now hold on to your seat, because this one's a bit of a game changer. See, our thoughts aren't just random flashes of brain activity. They're actually like a hotline to our higher self. Imagine them as little messengers, popping up at just the right moment to nudge us in the right direction. You know those little whispers that tell you to think positive, focus on the good, or remember the importance of relationships in your life? Yeah, that's your higher self, trying to catch your attention. The wild thing is, our thoughts aren't just shaped by what's happening around us. They're a reflection of our inner world, our emotions, our spiritual beliefs, all of it blending together in a perfect storm of energy. Think of your thoughts as a conversation between your conscious mind and your higher self, that part of you that's way beyond the rational, beyond the day-to-day grind, and taps into something much bigger. How do we tap into that conversation? It takes practice. Stuff like meditation, self-reflection, being present in the moment. These little moments of mindfulness help us tune into that quiet, wise part of ourselves, the one that's always guiding us, even when we don't realize it. You know those aha moments? The ones that feel like sudden insights that can't be explained. That's your higher self speaking through your thoughts, guiding you toward decisions and actions that align with your purpose, your path. Now here's the deal. Our thoughts aren't just random noise. When we quiet the mind and get still, we can actually tune into a deeper space, a place where our higher self hangs out. And that's where the magic happens. When we let our thoughts flow from that deep well of creativity, we're not just honoring ourselves, we're honoring our higher selves. It's like a dance between our inner wisdom and the world around us. By paying attention to our thoughts, we start to notice a difference between those ego-driven worries, doubts, and fears, and those gentle nudges of love, guidance, and intuition that come straight from the heart. That inner listening? It's a superpower, helping us make decisions that feel more right, more aligned with who we truly are. Next up, the sixth sign, the gradual separation from certain people in our lives. This one can be tough to swallow, but trust me, it's part of the journey. As we grow, evolve, and start living truer to ourselves, some relationships just naturally start to fade. It's like the universe is slowly pulling apart the threads that once bound us to people who no longer serve our highest good. It's not about animosity or hard feelings, though. It's just a natural part of growing. Sometimes we outgrow old connections, and that's okay. In fact, the more we step into our higher self, the more we start attracting people who get us. People who lift us up, who inspire us, who support our growth. But let's not sugarcoat it. This process of separation can be messy. It can bring up a whirlwind of emotions, leaving you feeling conflicted or torn. It's hard to walk away from relationships, even when you know deep down it's for the best. But here's the thing. Trust the process. Trust that your higher self knows what it's doing. Even if it's uncomfortable, this separation is leading you toward a path that's far more fulfilling, one where you're truly aligned with your authentic self. It's all part of the journey to becoming the best version of you. 7th sign, the roller coaster of emotions. Ever find yourself caught in a whirlwind of feelings, like one minute you're on top of the world, and the next you're sinking into a deep funk? Yeah, if that sounds familiar, it could be a sign that your higher self is trying to get through to you. You see, as we try to connect with our true selves, all kinds of emotions can surface. Some might be sweet, like moments of joy that make your heart swell, and others can feel like a dark cloud hanging over you, pulling you into deep reflection, maybe even flirting with depression. But here's the kicker. When you're in the thick of those intense emotions, they're not just random. Nope, they're signals, big flashing neon signs, pointing to deeper changes happening inside of you. They're telling you something's shifting, something's transforming, and you're getting closer to understanding your higher self. And speaking of transformations, that leads us right into the 8th sign, the need for personal space. Ever feel like you just need to retreat, shut the door, and have some time to yourself? Like the world's getting too loud and you need some peace to sort through your thoughts and emotions? You might find yourself pulling away from social activities, or even from people you once enjoyed hanging out with. It can feel strange, almost like you're doing something wrong, but trust me, it's not. This pull to be alone is actually a gentle nudge from your higher self. It's asking you to give yourself the space to breathe, to reconnect with your own inner world. When you embrace this solitude, something magical happens. You start getting closer to that deeper connection with your higher self. It's like the quieter you get, the louder the whispers from your higher self become. Now, the 9th sign, the growing urge to meditate. Have you felt that little voice inside, urging you to sit still, close your eyes, and just be? Maybe you're finding it harder to ignore that craving for stillness. That pull to meditate isn't just some random thought. It's your higher self, calling you to create a bridge between your physical world and the spiritual realm. Meditation allows you to unplug from the noise and distractions of daily life and tune into something much bigger. When I first felt that nudge to meditate more, I couldn't quite put it into words, but I knew, deep down, that I needed more time to be with myself, to connect with my essence. And wow, does it make a difference? Meditation doesn't just calm me. It grounds me, makes me feel whole. It's like hitting the reset button for my soul. Plus, it clears away all the junk, the toxic people, the unnecessary baggage, and opens up space for clarity, for healing, and for connecting with higher dimensions where peace and guidance flow. And last but certainly not least, the 10th sign, an overwhelming sense of inspiration and excitement about life. Lately, have you felt like everything's falling into place? Like your life is shifting in big ways, and you're stepping into new opportunities and possibilities? That's no accident. That's your higher self in action, pulling the strings behind the scenes. As your connection with your higher self deepens, you'll find yourself feeling more creative, more focused on what you truly want, and more committed to becoming the best version of yourself. The universe will start to feel like it's on your side, and you'll find the courage to face whatever challenges come your way. Maybe you'll even take some risks, start a business, buy a house, jump into a new relationship, or make some bold moves. It's like you're standing on the edge of something incredible, and you're ready to leap. That's the power of awakening, your higher self. It transforms you, and it transforms your life in ways you never imagined. So there you have it. Just a few of the signs that your higher self is reaching out, trying to guide you along your journey. Of course, there could be even more signs, but these are the big ones to pay attention to. Take a moment to reflect on how these signs might show up in your own life. Maybe they're already happening, or maybe they're just around the corner. Either way, I hope this helps you connect a little more deeply with your higher self, and that you're inspired to keep listening to those inner nudges. Thanks for joining me on this journey. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with anyone who might need this message. Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Thanks again for being here, and I'll catch you soon. Take care.